Christians narrow-minded? If you've had at least a 5-minute conversation, a meaningful conversation with somebody who's not a Christian, chances are you've been called maybe intolerant, maybe bigoted, or maybe narrow-minded. Maybe even a Christian might call you that. I've been called that on a number of occasions, and typically what I'll ask back is I'll simply say, what do you mean by narrow-mindedness? And I had a fellow say to me, he said, well, narrow-mindedness is when you think you're right and others are wrong, that you're not open to opinions different than your own. I said, well, first off, I'm actually open. If you could show me that I'm wrong, I'd be open to believe something else. I said, but second, I said, wait a minute. If narrow-mindedness is believing you're right and others are wrong, it sounds like you believe you're right and I'm wrong. Isn't that correct? He hesitantly said yes. I said, so why, if believing you're right and others wrong gets me labeled narrow-minded and yet you get a pass? And I think to his credit, he honestly saw the inconsistency. You see, the reality is that everybody is narrow-minded. Everybody with beliefs is narrow-minded. Atheists are narrow-minded. Buddhists are narrow-minded. Hindus are narrow-minded. Agnostics are narrow-minded. I don't fault them for that because the nature of truth is to be exclusive and to be narrow. If 2 + 2 = 4, that means every other number on to infinity is false, and it's not the right answer. If George Washington is the first president of the United States, that means every other person who has ever lived is not. Truth, by definition, is narrow-minded. But I think lurking behind the objection when people say you're narrow-minded is maybe not so much about what we believe, but how we hold those beliefs. That's why important today. It's so important in a world in which there's people with very different political and religious beliefs that we show kindness and we show charity. And 2 Timothy 2:25 says, correcting his opponents with gentleness, perhaps God might lead them to repentance.